What makes a saint great? We know that saints are holy men and women, but a handful of saints have the double honor of being called great. Most of these great saints are popes, Leo, Gregory the Great, who launched massive reforms of the church that brought renewal to the people of God. But the saint whom we celebrate today, Saint Albert the Great, was not a pope. He was a bishop, yes, but he only served as a bishop for a few years. What made Saint Albert great? The quick answer is his mind. Saint Albert the Great was a Renaissance man before the Renaissance. He was born around the year 1200 in modern-day Germany, and Albert excelled in learning. He had an insatiable hunger to learn more and more about the world God created. He was interested in science. He was interested in mathematics, theology, philosophy. He wanted to know everything about everything. Some people in our day have the misperception that faith shuts down the mind, that it shrinks the intellect. Saint Albert shows us that this is not true. Albert's faith enlarged his mind. It increased his desire to know. His love of God spurred him to study and to learn about the wonders of creation. Sometimes also, great men and women of learning can be puffed up and proud by their knowledge. Saint Albert was different. Part of his greatness was his humility. Saint Albert had a very famous student that you probably know already about. His name was Saint Thomas Aquinas. And Saint Albert, as a teacher, had the humility to recognize that his student was even more learned than he. And Albert spent his later years defending his student, Saint Thomas Aquinas, and promoting his teachings that the church has benefited from all these centuries later. Saint Albert teaches us that the life of faith is a life of learning. When we recognize in faith that everything that there is a gift from God, we desire to learn more about God's handiwork. Whether you're interested in history, science, engineering, whatever it is, God is a part of it. And our faith in God enlarges our mind, gives us a greater curiosity of heart to learn, to study, and to see more and more of God's wonders in the world. May we follow the example of Saint Albert the Great in his love of learning, yes, but also his humility, and even more fundamental, his faith.